Okay, so I'm not gonna blow smoke up your ass when it comes to the whole twin flame concept, idea. And that's exactly what it is, it's yeah. There are so many people that are talking about it. There are coaches, teachers, blah, 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 whatever, that will tell you that there's a certain method that you have to do in order to come into union or whatever. There's so many stories too. So many twin flame stories. And I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up your ass and tell you that, oh, if you do this and that your twin flame is going to magically appear. I used to believe all that shit. I really did. I used to believe it until I realized that there's no telling. When I say no telling, there's no telling on how and when your twin flame will appear or show up in your life. A lot of people will say, well, it's energetic, and if you chase, then they run because they can feel it through the energy and blah, blah, blah. And maybe so, I really don't know. But what I've realized is there's no certain way to be. There's really no certain way to be. The twin will show up when the twin shows up. Have people, been at a place where everything is just good and they're just being, and the twin flame shows up? Possibly. I mean, who knows though? Who knows if that's the reason why though? You know what I mean? Have people been obsessing over their twin flame and thinking about them in the twin flame show up? Possibly. Because I've heard stories of either or. That's why I say there's really no certain way to be, really. There's no rule book. There's no textbook that really says, like, this is it. You know what I mean? And even if there was, that's just that person's experience and what they went through. Everyone's story is different. I mean, it's different. There's no specific way. And it's kind of fucked up a little bit because there are people out there that believe the teachers and coaches when they tell them, well, you have to, we'll do this and that, and your twin flame will appear. And these people are believing it, and as time, whatever, goes on, they're like, well, shit, I've done everything that you said to do, but nothing's really happened. Look, I myself have listened to other teachers, and I have actually went through like the whole healing mumbo jumbo and did all of that shit, right? For years, actually. And nothing really happened, right? Nothing at all. Now, I will say my story is my twin flame came around when I was truly just authentically okay with being me. I think I just was okay with just being, actually, and enjoying life and just doing me. I kind of just moved on. And you hear of that a lot. You hear of a lot, you hear of like, once you move on and you let go and you kind of just putting yourself first and blah, 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 the twin flame comes around. And for me, that's how it went down. But I'm not going to sit here and sell you a dream neither and tell you, well, if you do that, your twin's going to come back to you. I'm not going to fucking do that because I don't know. I'm not a teacher. I'm not trying to teach you anything. I'm just speaking about it, speaking about my experience. But yes, that happened for me. But it's neither here nor there, though. Like, I see him sometimes and sometimes I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a catch-22 with that one. You know, but I really don't care, though. That's where I'm at. You know, I've kind of moved on with my life. And it's funny because that's when he did show up. But I hear of other stories where people haven't moved on and they've been obsessing over their twin and blah, 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 and the twin show up and come around. I've heard of that. So that's why I say there's really no true story here about a twin flame. You know what I mean? There's really no, you know. And then some people will say, well, then that wasn't their twin flame if that's what was. No. You know, first of all, we don't even know what a twin flame is. That's just a concept, a label that someone has put on a connection. But who, you know, you can't sit and tell someone, well, that's not it, you know, blah, 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 because how, you know, who knows the truth here, really? There's no real truth. But I will say there are like so many different stories about twin flames. So many. So for a teacher to get on here and tell somebody, well, if you do it like this, or if you do it this way and that way, then your twin flame will show up. Really, there's no telling on how and when the twin flame will ever show up. It doesn't matter what you do, is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't matter. There's no certain way to be. I used to believe it. I used to believe if you went through all the hoops and loops and shit like that this is how it was going to happen. But really, there really is no true story here. And I'm not going to sell you a dream and tell you, well, this is what happened to me, so this is what's going to happen to you, because I don't know. I don't know. Because there is no knowing. It's unknown on how the twin will ever show up. The twin shows up in so many different ways. And it's not even a twin flame, really. We don't know what that is. We don't know what that is. We're only going off of what we read upon, or what other people were telling us, or teachers or coaches or whatever, or things that you saw on the internet, or people that you've talked to about it. But really, there's no proof. There's no real truth on if that's what you call it, a twin flame. We don't know what that connection is. We don't even know if it's a connection. We don't know what the fuck it is. We don't know why it happened, or why it even, you know, appeared the way it did, you know, showed up the way it did. I mean, we don't know. But I figured I'd get on here and talk about it because there's so many people like on the internet or whatever, even including me, you know, but I'm just speaking about it. I really don't know. I don't know the real truth, but I can only tell you what I went through and what has happened to me. But that doesn't mean it's going to happen for you that way. You know, and mine did show up once I kind of like moved on and started, you know, just not giving a fuck and just being me. But that doesn't mean it's going to happen for you that way. I don't know. And I don't even know if that's why it happened. I don't know. It's because I was doing this and that, and that's why I don't know. And that's why the twins showed up, because I was doing this and that. I don't know. I could never tell you that. It just happened, is what I can say. It just appeared to happen. And that's that. But anyways, I don't know. Yeah, you know, leave a comment. Let me know how your twin showed up or how they didn't show up. I love hearing different stories about it. It's kind of cool, you know. It's kind of it's interesting. But anyways, bye for now.